to you. Lydia Des Dolles, MA Connect TV, standing backstage at the National Basketball Arena in Tala after Assassin Boxing's Rise Again event here with a successful, victorious main event. Cillian Reardon.
Thanks very much.
How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah, good. Like, I'm pretty happy with that performance. Of the 3-4 rounders I've done, it's probably the best performance that I've had. Still stuff that was in the plan that I didn't do, so I've got stuff to work on, but we'll get back into it next week.
Main event?
By default. But,
Well.
but yeah, no, look.
How was it? A lot of people say obviously great to be the main event on a card, but the waiting around, a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, found that hard. I didn't know that I would. Generally, like the hardest thing I found actually was because I normally go to bed early and get up early, but last night I was trying to stay up as late as I could, knowing that I probably wouldn't be fighting till 10 o'clock tonight,
Yeah.
And even in the dressing room beforehand, eyelids were drooping,
Yeah.
but shook it off then, and all went well. So
Yeah, and what a walkout. Aslan,
yeah,
Leinster Rugby team, like what the hell?
yeah, things seem to have taken on a life of their own, but I could really appreciate the support that I get. Obviously, Aslan was a bit of a curveball, but it
How did that even come around?
somebody that I worked with in the past is connected to them, and to be fair to him, he just picked up the phone and said, we've got a friend who's doing this. Are you interested in supporting? And they liked it. So fair play to them. I really appreciate that support.
I think Christy in particular, he seems to be a really big fan of boxing. I see him kind of at events and supporting a lot of the local kids and stuff. So
yeah, like I was speaking to their manager, and they seem to be doing a lot of kind of local Dublin-based stuff, supporting a lot of things. So just happy to be one of them.
yeah, amazing. It was really good. It was actually a nice little end to the night. It was like obviously the end of a show like that. The kind of mood dips towards the main event, and then your walkout was great. So everyone was sort of like, back on their feet. In terms of your performance, happy to go the distance to get the rounds in, or would you have liked to gotten the finish there?
Look, you'd like to get a finish. I probably don't go into fights ever going, I'm going to get a knockout here. You take that as it comes, and you just try and get a performance. Yeah, I mean, he's coming in 11 kilos heavier than me as well, so the likelihood of getting a finish is small. I'm pretty happy with how that went,
Yeah.
And he was powerful. So
Did he surprise you in there?
He didn't surprise me. I thought he'd be powerful when I saw him, and he was. He had a good go then in that fourth round as well. Like he came out hard. So look, I think he was a good opponent. I think I learned a lot out of fighting him, and I'm happy to get the win.
The last time that we had you on the show was I interviewed you from the National Boxing Stadium, and it was the TG4 show. It was the Last Man Standing.
Correct.
And so we interviewed you there, and that was the first time that our viewers would have seen you. What have you been up to since then?
So it's been like a bit of a crazy year. Boxing York Hall. Then about 2 months after that, got a win there. Was scheduled in a couple more fights that fell through for various reasons, but and then so this is the 5th time I scheduled, 3rd time I saw it through.
I mean, it's part of the fight game, isn't it? Like you have to expect it. It is obviously extremely frustrating. Is it hard to keep motivated, or is that just something that you say, look, it's part of it, I have to just move on?
I was really disappointed the first time, and now I kind of the second, third time kind of look at the positives of the kind of 6 or 8 week camp that you've had, who you've been sparring in that camp, what you've learned in that camp, the kind of standing that puts you in for your next fight anyway. So it's not wasted, it's just not finished. That's how I look at it now. And to be fair, like even within the 3 fights that I have had, there's been complications with opponents, and 2 out of those 3 and Assassin have really kind of worked hard to make sure that I stay active, which is what I want.
They seem to be, obviously this is our first full Assassin show that we've covered here tonight, but in terms of kind of professionalism and running the show, putting a show on the National Basketball Arena is not an easy task by any means, but in terms of even filtering down to Connor, who's looking after like the online stuff and media and PR, they seem to be a really great promotion to work for. Yeah,
well, they're a professional outfit, which was what we've been missing in this country, with MTK not really active over here. We need a genuine professional outfit to come over and run the show, and that's what they're doing. Seems like a good opportunity for them, because boxing's big in Ireland, and there's a market there and an unsatisfied market there. But we also, as boxers and fans and everything else, we need them to come in and run the show, and it looks like they're doing that. And like as you say, it's not without complications, because it seems to be such a messy game, particularly at the beginning. So like to start boxing promotions or to start a boxing career, you seem to have a lot of kind of shit to navigate at the bottom of it. But no, they're doing that, and on a smaller level, like we're doing that in our club as well, you know.
Is it frustrating for you as a professional boxer to not have a lot of options over here, or is it just, you know, when someone like Assassin comes along, you just are grateful and you just put on a show?
Well, the arrival of Assassin in Dublin kind of dovetails with my turning professional, so I've been a beneficiary of that, you know, all the way through. So I haven't been frustrated. Probably the short answer to that.
Good stuff. Do we know what's next?
I hope to move on to get a 6-rounder at the next opportunity, but that's a negotiation with the union. Yeah. So we'll see.
Good stuff. Well, I look forward to seeing you back in there. And what's the plan now for the rest of the night? A few points or home to bed?
One or two, but home to bed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Back in the gym next week?
Correct.
Good stuff. That's what I like to hear. Nice dedicated athlete here. Congratulations again. It was great to have you on. Cillian Reardon for MMA Connect TV.
Cheers.
Super.